Hi, Mika here, co-founder of Hey Zomi. And today I'm making this little video to help those of us who are struggling using the Hey Zomi disc for the first time. Maybe you haven't quite got the fit right. Maybe you need some troubleshooting because it's leaking and you don't know why. And so let me take you through some suggestions and tips to help you navigate using the Hey Zomi disc a little bit easier. First of all, you need to know that your menstrual fluid comes out of the cervix. Your cervix has a little opening, and that's where the blood comes from. If your Hazomi disc is not fully cupping your cervix, then you're guaranteed to be leaking. And when I first started using menstrual discs, I didn't know that. I didn't know where my cervix was. And even if your disc is sitting maybe partly on the cervix, or maybe you've fully moved past the cervix, or maybe your cervix is like at an angle, and so it's sitting beside it. If that's happening, you can't see in there. We can't open it up and have a look. If that's happening to you, you're bound to leak, and that can be really frustrating when we say that this is leak proof. So let me use my anatomical model to show you what I mean. So if you've seen my tutorials, you know that the disc sits in the vaginal fornix and it cups your cervix. But have you found your cervix? And how do we do that? Because you need to know the position in order to make sure when you're inserting your disc, you're angling it right. And then you can even check underneath your disc and feel your cervix from beneath. That's pretty cool. So first of all, and I'm going to show this physically with my body as well. So let's just have a think about the direction that we insert our finger to find our cervix, and this can be really helpful. So your cervix should be sitting down in line with your spine. But my cervix actually is over this way for me. It's tilted. So I had to figure that out to make sure the disc is in place. So a good way to start is you're going to insert your finger into the vagina. So you're coming at it in this direction, and you will hook your finger around. And as you enter, you're aiming up towards your belly button and feeling the soft tissue there. It's not an easy process for some. This is your body. You should feel safe and comfortable. No one's pressuring you to explore or internally map yourself. Great place to do this is in the shower when we're most comfortable and relaxed. And just to take your finger and go in the direction up your belly button, feel your pubic bone there. It's a little bit, I love this, just like these here. It's a little bit ribbly or bumpy and firm. And then you hit the vaginal wall, and that's much softer. Instead, some people, when they're finding their cervix, just insert their finger all the way in, because this model also has a very high cervix, and you're just reaching to feel something that I've said feels like the tip of your nose. But actually, you are aiming up towards your belly button, and it's a round pink circle. It comes down from the vaginal wall slightly, and it can be anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5, maybe even bigger, centimeters in diameter. That's pretty big. That's what you're feeling for. And so when you can't see it and you don't know, it's very hard to be like, is that my cervix? Is that right? And this kind of learning process is something that's quite empowering, because no one teaches us how to do that. And it's really important to making sure that when you're inserting your disc, that you are getting it into position where your cervix is fully cupped. This diameter is 6.5 centimeters. So your cervix can fit in there. So what you do is, once you've found your cervix and you've figured it out, you're inserting your Hazomi disc and pushing it in deeply. You're not going to lose it in there. And then you can check and feel your cervix from under your disc. So relax your body, insert your finger. You can see that you can see my finger moving there. So it's so thin, that cavity is so thin that you can actually feel for your cervix. And that helps me make sure that my disc is fully in place and I'm not going to leak. And I actually do that even though I know where I'm positioning my disc. I want to make sure I don't leak. And I do that especially on my heavy days to make sure that there's going to be no leaks with a full flow. So hopefully that helps you kind of navigate how to find your cervix, how the disc works with that, and how you can kind of double check or safety proof yourself when using the Hey Zomi disc.